91.3 RSU Radio. I'm Karen Kilowatt.
And I am Turbo.
And you're listening to Culture Shock.
That's right. And there is something we haven't mentioned yet.
There is.
Yeah, there's been several callers, so thank you to all of you that have called in. Again, the number is 343-7913 if you have a question or you have a request. But Culture Shock 913 at hotmail.com. One more time, that's Culture Shock 913 at hotmail.com. That is how you can get a hold of me or Karen Kilowatt.
And you could possibly be on our show.
Quite possibly, yes. If you have like a weird or a strange story, a different hobby. I mean, of course,
Yeah.
weird and strange is always open to interpretation.
Yes.
But most people that do strange things know that they're probably a little bit strange or odd or whatever. So yeah, contact us. Let us know what you have, and we'll see about maybe having you come up here on the show or maybe doing a phone or interview. If you're just tuning in, again, this is Culture Shock, and you are joined here by myself, Turbo, and Karen Kilowatt, and a man who refers to himself as Bulletmaker. Yes. And he is a Bigfoot enthusiast.
He sure is.
Yes, and somebody called in a minute ago and had a question.
We have a couple of questions. Okay, so Sandy from Owasso wants to know if you're afraid that they'll hurt you when you see them, or
well, yeah.
if they're violent.
Yeah, really, I'm scared to death. But usually it happens so quick that the fear is you forget about it because it's like, okay, I'm dead. He's got me, and they just turn around and walk away from you.
Wow.
And yes, I think there are violent ones out there. I had one that tore up one of my stands, and it was a 1,500-pound stand, and he tore it up.
So, I mean, these things are very close to you or whatever else, and you think they're capable of doing, damage or, of being aggressive. Have they ever shown any sort of aggressiveness towards you? I mean, you said typically they just turn around and walk off, but do they make sounds at you? I mean...
Yeah, if they're aggravated, they'll give you little sounds like like that. Okay.
There's also a barking one or something like that you were talking about?
There's a and there's one that's like a gorilla coughing. Yeah, they have their sounds, and that means to get out of there. But no, I've never been attacked. Well, I've been, I couldn't say I wasn't attacked, but I don't think he knew I was there. He was coming up through these brushes, and he was coming pretty fast, and he just froze, and I thought he was attacking me. I got the rifle. He never did come out. But,
All right. We had another question come in earlier. It was from, you know what? I threw away the guy's name, too.
Oh, what the heck?
Fail on my part. Anyway, somebody called in, and I was asking, have you ever examined any of Bigfoot's droppings, per se? Like things that he's left behind? Yes, scat. And have you had a chance to observe it and kind of like, find out what their diet is? You said earlier they're like fish, but what else you could see that they were possibly eating? And have you do you have anything to prove their existence in reference to like a cast of a footprint or something?
Yeah, I've got several foot casts of them. I've got pictures of them on my game cams. Now, as far as telling what they ate, I'm just assuming they eat grass, fish, deer, whatever. And yes, I did find some huge piles of dung, and I don't think there was anything that we know of because it was about 2 or 3 inches in diameter, and it was like a big rope of sausage just coiled around and around and around, come up about 18 inches high.
18 inches high.
Yeah, it was huge.
Lot.
Yeah,
now, I didn't see Bigfoot do it. You know what I mean?
Right. Okay, so we'll save the listeners from calling in and asking that question.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen Bigfoot making a duty? All right. Very cool. If you're just tuning in, you're listening to Culture Shock right here on RSU Radio 91.3. I'm Turbo.
And I'm Karen Kilowatt.
And we're your co-hosts of the show. We would love for you to contact us at cultureshock913 at hotmail.com if you have something strange, weird, silly, stupid, whatever it is. Contact us and let us know. Also, 343-7913 for requests or for questions if you want to ask Bulletmaker something about Bigfoot. Right now, we're going to get back into some music. We got some Bad Religion for you called New Dark Ages. Keep it here. It's 91.3.
Real College Radio.
Real College Radio 91.3 FM. Strike Anywhere right there with The Promise. Before that, we did... What did we do? Bad Religion with New Dark Ages.
Nice.
Another fail. I've had 2 today so
dude,
far.
Really?
Yeah, unfortunately. Wah, wah, wah. If you're just tuning in, this is Culture Shock. I am Turbo.
And I'm Karen Kilowatt.
That's right, and we're sitting here right now with Bulletmaker, who is a Bigfoot enthusiast. He chooses to be called Bulletmaker because that's his handle online, but also he doesn't want people knowing his real name, per se, and trying to hunt him down and find out where this is all going down. So earlier, we had mentioned a website. I did want to mention it again. It's stancourtney.com. This is a website that he frequents and that a lot of Bigfoot enthusiasts go to. It's STAN, Stan, Courtney, COURTNEY.com. You can go on there and check it out. And also, you have an email address you'd be willing people to contact you on.
Certainly.
Yes, it's chiggers@hughes.net. That's CHIGGERS at Hughes, HUGHES.net.
3 fails.
3 fails in one show. You're going to have to get used to that working with me.
Okay.
Yeah, I
as
make
long
those
as
all the
we
time.
need a little hotkey, so every time you do, I'll just reach over here and be like, fail.
Yeah, I wonder if I can find one.
Or we can just use the Dean scream.
Oh, we could use a Dean scream.
Ah!
Yeah, for those of you that don't know what the Dean scream is, you are so missing out. Here it is.
Funniest thing ever.
You remember when he did that? That was just like the funniest, and it killed his political career.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Anyway,
Enough of that.
Right, enough of that. We are sitting here again with the Bigfoot enthusiast, Bulletmaker. Now, Bulletmaker, you said that you have some CDs put together, and they can actually, for people who are interested in acquiring your CDs, they can go to the Stan Courtney website and contact you that way, or email you as well, right?
Correct.
And this is 30 years of work that you've put into this whole sighting thing.
Exactly. It's every sighting I've had an encounter up until about 8 months ago. Now I've got new stories coming on again.
Ooh.
Right.
This is a continuous.
How often would you say you probably run into that? Like on average in the course of a year, how many sightings do you think you actually see?
I have a face-to-face about every 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
But I have a sighting about, depends on how long I stay out there. In the fall when I'm hunting, I'll have one every deer season,
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Nice.
And, if there was one other last story, just one very impactful story that you could tell that you would like, the listeners to know about as far as Bigfoot is concerned, what would that story be? The one thing that you would really want to tell people about?
Well, it was a special hunt we was on. I was with my stepson, and we were going to a stand. I had the lights out in my Kawasaki mule, and it was a full moon, and this creature was standing right there, and my stepson said, "That's a trespasser." I said, "No, it's a Bigfoot." And this thing started coughing just like a human being. And sure enough, it was a Bigfoot, and it scared him to death. But these creatures make several different sounds. If you see something in the night that's coughing and you think it's a man, you might ought to put a flashlight on it because it might just be Bigfoot.
And make sure you have your cell phone now, because every cell phone has a camera at this point.
Or video it if you can.
Right, exactly. Yes. Do what you can. And again, one more time, I'm going to plug the website for you so people can contact you and talk to you about Bigfoot. StanCourtney.com, or you can email Bulletmaker here at chiggers, as in those little red things that get in your legs and make you itchy, chiggers@hughes.net. All right. Well, Bulletmaker, I appreciate you coming up so much. It was it was really fun, and I love that all the listeners called in and we actually had some questions for you. And again, thank you so much
You're
for coming
welcome,
up on the show.
Turbo, and Karen, thank you very much.
Yeah,
for
no
having me.
problem.
And,
Thanks for coming in.
Hey, ask me back again.
We might get an update from you. Maybe you got another new story that you could tell us.
All right.
All right. Well, thanks again. All right, we're going to roll through a very short break. When we come back, we've got, of course, more of the best and true alternative music. I'm going to send this one out to Tip Toasty. He was actually up here a little while ago, and he's a big Flatfoot 56 fan. So this is called Born for This. After the break.
This is Real College Radio. True alternative music.
91.3 RSU Radio. You're listening to Culture Shock, and I'm Karen Kilowatt.
And I am Turbo.
That's right.
I absolutely love that song. It's got
Really?
just like a
'Cause
certain.
it's kind of like dancey.
It's kind of like if I was walking down the street and I wanted to seem cool. It's
Yeah.
like dun 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 dun. Dun. Obviously,
Yeah.
nobody else can see me but you. Like the way that I
but
was
still,
trying to
you're
walk.
rocking it.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Rocking out.
Yeah, them Crooked Vultures right there with Gunmen, and we also had some Flatfoot 56 in there with Born for This. All right, and as we said, you're listening to Culture Shock, and we have a little treat for you right now.
We do.
Yes, check this out.
And now, Turbo's Tidbits!
That's right, it's tidbits of information that you did want to know that you don't want to know. Tidbits that are pointless or have a point. Maybe you knew them, maybe you didn't. Worst case scenario, you'll have something to talk about during an awkward moment of silence or to use as an icebreaker to start conversation. Thank you, Turbo, for that wonderful intro. All right, this week in Turbo's Tidbits, we were talking about animals, obviously.
Yeah.
Bigfoot. So I figured, why not do a Turbo Tidbits on animals?
It's rather appropriate.
Yes, we'll bolt a couple of them out there to you right now. Then we're going to move through another set of music, and also we got a giveaway coming.
We do.
We do.
Stoked.
So we'll talk more about that in a second. But did you know that rabbits love licorice?
No, I didn't know that. And I've had rabbits before, and I never knew that.
They do, but unfortunately it's very bad for them
Bunnies.
because they cannot digest sugars.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
sad.
Also,
Bunnies.
honeybees have hair on their eyes.
What?
Yeah, to help them collect pollen. They literally
That's
have hair
kinda
on their eyes.
gross.
It is. That's
Can you
really
imagine?
weird.
I mean, having hair in your eye
Is
is
bad
like
enough.
horrible.
Right.
But hairy eyes,
Ew.
awkward.
I mean, yeah, of all places that you would not want hair.
And you collect things on them.
Exactly.
It's not cool.
Also, there have been more human deaths attributed to fleas than all the wars ever fought. As carriers of the bubonic plague, fleas were responsible for killing 1/3 of the population of Europe in the 14th century.
Okay, before that last part, I was about to call like BS on you because I was
Right.
like, "What? No way!" But that
Well,
makes sense.
I mean, I guess, like,
They carried
think about
bubonic
West
plague.
Nile virus times 10,
yeah,
I
probably
mean,
more.
Right, probably.
Yeah.
Another thing I thought was kind of cool, penguins. You know how high they can jump in the air?
No clue.
Penguins can jump 6 feet high in the air.
Really? You know you
Yes.
can buy penguins online,
What?
or at least there's like a website for it. It's I want to say like Penguin Warehouse or something.
buyapenguin.com?
Yeah, dude, they're like thousands of dollars, and apparently they don't need to live in the cold. You
Really?
can just buy one, but you have to have like a saltwater pool, just like
Huh.
dance with it,
That's pretty cool.
play with it.
Now
you
I
know.
want a penguin.
I
Why'd
know,
you have to
right?
tell me
I
that?
know they're
I'm
expensive
gonna have to
though.
talk my
One
girlfriend
day
into-
when you're like
Yeah.
super famous.
Exactly. I'm going to have
Buy
my own
one.
saltwater pond with a penguin in it.
Heck yeah.
All right. Well, what we're going to do is we're going to get back into some music. But, again, don't go anywhere. 343-7913 for your request. Want to thank Bulletmaker again
Yeah,
for coming
he was
up and,
great.
talking about Bigfoot. And thank you guys for calling in and asking questions. But, yeah, we're going to do a RSU Radio prize pack giveaway here in just a bit after we do Karen's Silly Stupid News Stories at about, about 5:45-ish. We'll call it
Nice.
out.
All right.
Yeah, so we'll do an RSU Radio prize pack giveaway. All you got to do is be caller number. You say the number.
6.
Caller number 6. Yes, caller number 6. Not right now. Later on, after
Patience.
Karen's silly, stupid, strange news stories. So stay tuned for that. Right now, some Weezer with Tripping Down the Freeway. Keep it here.
91.3.
RSU Radio.